What's going on, guys? This is Almost Expert Wrestling, and this is our pretty much first ever Throwback Thursday video. We're just going to be simply talking about, me and Kyle, of course, going to be talking about what year, what time we started watching wrestling, and what our first pay-per-view was that we ever really watched in full. We'll get to all these things in the video, so here we go. Alright, since this is the usually way it goes, I'm going to start out with Kyle. I'm going to ask him, what year, as I said in the intro, what year did you start watching wrestling? What was your first pay-per-view?
I have watched so much wrestling in my life that, I remember back in my apartment, years and years ago, man, probably like 2008, I used to have a bunch of Attitude Era DVDs, dude, and I just used to watch them all the time. It used to be a bunch of tapes. Because I remember watching, like, Unforgiven from, like, 2001 and, like, all the WCW stuff. It was crazy. I had some sort of, like, video, like, it must have been, like, a 3-disc or, like, a 3 VHS tapes or something. Because I used to remember watching all the Vince McMahon, Austin stuff, and a bunch of stuff from the Attitude Era, dude. But when I actually did start watching, sitting down, actually watching wrestling, I can't even really remember. I remember that when I was a kid, like I guess back in like 06 or 05 or 06, I from FYE in East Point Mall, I bought a DVD, an Unforgiven DVD. It was either 2005 or 2006. I can't remember what year it is off the top of my head. It was Kurt Angle versus John Cena for the WWE Championship, and Cena was the champion. He had the spinner belt. So I guess I'm pretty much assuming it was like an 05. Yeah, it had to be 05 because in 06 I think he faced Edge. But yeah, I think it was 05. That was one of the first pay-per-views I really ever watched, I guess, in full. I think Kurt Angle and John Cena main evented. I'm pretty sure Angle won by DQ or something. Count out, something happened. I know it wasn't a clean finish, and that was when Chavo Guerrero was in the Kerwin White gimmick. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but back in like the mid 2000s, Chavo dyed his hair blonde.
Here's Chavo. Here's the Chavo action figure actually in the camera. But keep going.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was back in the day when Chavo Guerrero was like Kerwin White. He was in that gimmick. I think that was when Eddie Guerrero was still alive. I think actually Eddie Guerrero's death in 05 changed Kerwin White back to Chavo Guerrero. So that's really when I first started, I guess. And then I think I started weekly. I used to watch a lot of freaking SmackDown. I said it in a different video. Or no, I actually didn't. I used to watch SmackDown back in the day when like Booker T and Finlay and William Regal and Batista. When all those guys were down there, I used to watch SmackDown. I never really watched Raw for some reason. I just don't really remember much of Evolution. I guess back in like 04 or 03. But I do remember my first glimpses of SmackDown being like I said, King Booker, all them guys, like Batista, Edge and all. I remember the huge John Cena versus Edge feud. I remember all the DX stuff that happened because I used to have a video of it. So I pretty much started right after the Attitude Era, even though I watched a lot of Attitude Era stuff when I was a kid, dude. But I think I started around like 05, 06. And I got more into it in 07, and then really eventually became a big fan in probably 2008. I guess I used to watch every episode 08 through 2010. And then really, I would say when I stopped watching WWE was really when the Nexus disbanded, like back in like when Wade Barrett was removed from power, and I think I stopped a lot in 2011, 2012. I mean, I watched a little bit of it, I guess, here and there. I watched Raw 1000 in 2012, but I just feel like in 2011, 2012, I really kind of got off of it after watching it for so many years. And then, I think the first pay-per-view I actually watched when I returned to watching wrestling was 2012. It was CM Punk versus The Big Show versus John Cena for the WWE title. I think that was either at SummerSlam. Yeah, I think that was at SummerSlam. And then ever since, I've really been watching every week. So, so did you start watching wrestling before me, or what?
Well, mine was technically after you. I was kind of a late one when it came to wrestling. It started all back in 2008. That's way after yours. But I remember that the first thing that I saw, like, this was actually technically the first time I really watched wrestling, saw it on a TV screen that I remember was it was a SmackDown episode, I believe, and Umaga was on the screen when he was still around. Umaga was on the screen, and it creeped me out, so I didn't watch it anymore. That's all I remember was, I mean, I just saw it on, and I was like, no, wrestling's dumb. And then, I don't know. But, then I remember, like, when I all of a sudden turned on one time, I gave it a try, and then I just kept watching and watching. The first episode, like, the first show I watched, as far as brand goes, was SmackDown, again. It was right around the time that many people looking back says was so stupid, but at the time it was still a big deal, was the Edge and Vicky Guerrero thing going on when they got married. I think that it was either the first episode I ever watched or the second was the actual, like, wedding reception for them. And I remember, of course, Triple H came out or whatever, and the Should Be a Fair thing with Alicia Fox. I remember that. That was one of the first episodes ever. And then, it's weird, as I said, was first introduced to SmackDown. It took me a little bit until I actually knew what Raw was. As soon as I started watching that, when I saw an advertisement for that, I was like, I'll watch that. But, I just remember it was right before the Great American Bash 2008, because I remember around that time they kept showing advertisements for a JBL versus John Cena match there. It was like a street fight, and I didn't really know what pay-per-view was, because, I mean, I didn't watch that, but the first pay-per-view I ever watched was the one after that, SummerSlam 2008, my first pay-per-view. I remember that one of the big matches was, for the first time ever, Batista versus John Cena. And I remember it being a good match. I haven't watched the pay-per-view really ever since then, I don't think. But, I remember also, of course, it was Edge versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. That was my first introduction to Undertaker, and he was kind of one of my favorites right away. Once I was introduced to him. But SummerSlam 2008, I don't remember what the main event was.
Oh my god, I think I do remember. 08, I really don't know. I have no idea.
Because I know it wasn't Batista John Cena. That was like a mid-match, I remember.
Not a title match.
I don't remember what it was, but I just remember, and I don't think the Edge Undertaker match was the main event either. But I'll have to look back at that one, possibly watch it on the network soon, for $9.99. But I think that
yeah, it was Taker Edge was the main event of SummerSlam.
It was the main event?
Yeah, it was a Hell in a Cell match. It wasn't even for a championship.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, I guess it was the main event. I don't remember it being, but I mean, I guess it was.
They had Triple H versus the Great Khali for the WWE title at that pay-per-view too.
Did they? I don't think Great Khali won. I don't think she's ever won, but I don't remember that match really. I don't think. But yeah, that's another feud that was happening around that time when Great Khali was actually kind of, well, not cool, but like he was really
relevant.
Yeah, and actually kind of good. He was more like evil. Now he's just chopping people all over the place instead of like squeezing their skull. I remember he got doing. But anyway, yeah, and you were going through your timeline of really throughout the years. I remember I actually stopped watching wrestling at a certain point. It was not when the Nexus disbanded around that time. It was more, I believe, it was probably, I would have to say, I don't remember the year. I know it was way after Nexus. It was way after New Nexus with CM Punk as the leader. But it was just I just stopped watching suddenly because, like you said too, it was the same reason. I just kind of got bored with it. I've watched it for years. All that, even though you watched it more, but still, I don't remember exactly what time it was. Then all of a sudden I got back into it right once I saw it was on one time flipping channels. I was like, I have to watch this, and that's when I got back into it. Became a hardcore fan. Well, not right away, but you know what I mean. And then ever since then, just been watching, and I remember until to this day, and probably forever. Just became a hardcore fan. But yeah, overall, it was 2008 SummerSlam first pay-per-view. So, I mean, do you have any more stories there, Kyle?
Yeah, I remember a lot of WWE in '08. Really, I was like 10 years old back in '06, or like 8 or 9. So that's really when I first started. But I think I really got into WWE around probably '08, '09, 2010. And I think they were my big years. Even though at that time I was like not even a freaking teenager yet at that time. It's crazy. Yeah, I think that was really my big years, '08, '09, 2010, because I remember watching all the NXT stuff, like right when Daniel Bryan came on the scene and all of that. That felt like forever ago. I can't believe that, like, I started watching Daniel Bryan, I didn't even know who he was, and like 4 years later, oh my god, he's like one of the top guys in WWE. It's crazy how time flies. And yeah, I think that's when I first started, and then, or when I first like what I really watched in WWE in 2010, I meant to say, and I just feel like I don't know what really got me out of wrestling back in the day. I just feel like I stopped watching it for a long time. You know, I just didn't think, oh wait, Monday Night Raw is on in. Because now, I mean, I would think I can't miss that episode of Monday Night Raw.
Exactly.
So, and then like, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was August 2012 I got back into it, and ever since been big on it. So, I mean, I've been a wrestling fan for years, and I just love going back and watching old pay-per-views. And where can you watch the old pay-per-views at, Joe?
Oh,
I forgot.
You can watch the old pay-per-views on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month.
$9.99? I did not hear of that before.
Yeah, it took me a while till I heard about it.
Yeah, so yeah, all this past wrestling, yeah. But yeah, I loved wrestling back in the day. It's so fun going back and watching it. Yeah, so that's what I got to say on that.
Well, yeah, I just know that right when I started initially watching and became a fan of WWE, I know immediately I wanted everything that had to do with wrestling. I wanted all the action figures. I wanted all the DVDs. I didn't get all of them, but I mean, still, kind of glad I didn't, because that would have been kind of a waste. But still, I think that around that time I initially got into DX right away. I rented the DVD. I think it was called New and Improved. No, that was the last one. But anyway, it was their like 2007 DVD that came out. I watched, and I got into them, and I was glad when they came back in 2009. But anyway, I just remember getting everything. I got all these action figures then, and pretty much still have all of them. Like I showed you the Chavo earlier. Don't know why I got him. But still, those are my memories, and I think that you shared all yours. Is that it for you?
Yeah.
Well, these are all the memories I got. Alright, and that's the video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, because we have more discussions coming your way. We have more Throwback Thursday videos coming every Thursday. If you've not heard our new schedule, you can check out the video for that. After you subscribe, go to our videos and check out the YouTube announcement schedule. I just mixed up the words, but anyway, check out all the old discussions, because most of them are like talking about now kind of stuff. So could be sure to go back there. Check out our website, almostexpertwrestling.weebly.com. Follow us at Almost Wrestling. We do Raw tweets, SmackDown tweets, main event sometimes, and we'll do all pay-per-view tweets. Definitely, and Raw, of course. So, do your advertisements, please, Kyle.
Alright, yeah, I have Twitter as well. I do same stuff that AEW does, pretty much. My Twitter account name is @KyleSmith WWE. You can find that in the description below. And like you said, do not forget to watch all of the past AEW, that's Almost Expert Wrestling, videos right here on YouTube for just $9.99 a month. That's all you need here at AEW to watch our videos. I'm just kidding. We're not the WWE Network. You can buy or you can watch AEW videos completely for free here on YouTube.
Exactly.
So go ahead. It's not like Main Event on Ion Television or Main Event on the WWE Network, in which you have to pay $9.99 for. So go ahead and go back, take a look at all of the all this expert wrestling videos. We have a bunch of stuff. We have Paul Heyman stuff, Seth Rollins stuff, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, the whole shield. We got some Daniel Bryan video. We have a bunch of predictions, reviews, all that stuff. Take a look at our predictions for past pay-per-views like Battleground and past pay-per-views like Money in the Bank. See if we were actually right. And don't forget to check out our SummerSlam video that is coming up next Wednesday, guys. Next Wednesday, we will be doing our SummerSlam prediction show. I didn't want to get too much into it, but that's what we have coming up. So, there you go, Joe.
Well, of course, like we said, they're all in the description, everything we just said, and like Kyle mentioned, we are better than the WWE Network because we are free and we have better discussions than that Legends of Wrestling show. We have better discussions, trust me. Subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.